What's up guys, Dan again from the Headwaters Kayak Shop, and I'm headed up to our location at South Shore Comanche to test out that new Jonny Bass 100. I've been posting photos and I did a video of it this morning, and the amount of buzz and interest I'm getting is incredible. It's so many people fired up or have more questions. So I decided to go ahead and grab the boat, throw it on the car. I've got the Torqeedo 1003 loaded up, and I'm gonna go give it an initial test. I still don't have all the accessories. There'll be more videos to come. This is just an initial impression, getting it on the water, talking about stability, talking about how does it paddle, and then we'll do some more follow-up videos once we have a little more time in it. Good. Matt just threw it up on his car. He's up here working on some boats. And here's a look at our South Shore rental location. So we're down here at the dock by the marina. There's the boat launch, and you can see Matt down there doing some work, installing flush mounts on all our rental kayaks so all our renters can go fishing, have a good time. All right, I like the back of this thing because you got these two big handles, makes it easy to grab. The whole boat only weighs 77 pounds. And we don't have the wheels yet, you guys. The wheels should be in next week, but again, we couldn't wait that long to get this thing in the water. We had to go try it out. All right, so the motor I'm gonna use today, you guys, is my Torqeedo 1003 travel motor, which is sort of an electric all-in-one motor. Ideally, I would have my tiller extension handle, but unfortunately right now I don't have that. Like I said, we're making the best with what we've got. Let's get this thing installed and go hit the water. Well, what do you think, Matt? You've always wanted your own bass boat.
Which way's backwards?
That way. Look at that. I wish we had that tiller extender. I don't know what we did with it. Yeah, it's torquey, man. It'll kick you out.
Yeah, that thing's got some get up and go.
Quite a bit lighter than your Outback.
It is actually, even with the Torqeedo.
All right, I'm gonna step in. One thing you'll notice is it doesn't have any paddle parks or paddle cleats. So I just sort of have the paddle shoved between my legs. But man, even with your weight all the way on one side, it feels really stable. I'll do an actual stability check and have Matt film me here. That big voluminous square stern does a good job of keeping this thing sitting nice and high, even with the Torqeedo on the back. All right, so I got the Torqeedo back here. I'm kind of having to reach around my seat. If I had my tiller, I would be more out here to the side. But, whoa, this thing is torquey. I always forget that Torqeedo, you got a baby step into it. This thing has so much power, it's ridiculous. Yeah! Johnny boating. So you guys, I don't have my GPS. I don't know how fast I'm going, but this thing cruises. Look at the weight. Oh man, ridiculous but awesome. So I know on the motor kits, you guys, that they're gonna have steering that's up in your lap. You're gonna have forward and backwards clutch control that's here on the right. So if you're using a gas motor, you don't have to do the reach around thing. You could set the throttles and have all the controls at your cockpit. But again, we're using the Torqeedo 1003 outboard, and I gotta reach around. But it's fast. For the little electric motor, I think it's scoops. You guys want to race? Look at me, man. I'm just cruising. I'm about to beat a patio boat. And you guys, this setup that I'm using right now with the 1003 is tournament legal for kayak bass fishing. I don't think it's fair, but I don't make the rules. All I'm saying is that you could be in this little one-man boat, motoring to your spot, fishing once you get there, and still compete in kayak tournaments. That's pretty wild. Yo, look at it. I mean, it's a boat, you guys. It's not a kayak. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. Going around with this thing on the back, going like 6-7 miles an hour. It's definitely brain candy. It's definitely a lot of fun. Obviously, you're not getting any exercise. You're not paddling. But if you're there to fish, this is an efficient craft to do it in, man. And the fact that you can throw a motor on the back of this thing, you know, and still be like 15, 16, 1700 bucks is a pretty compelling story. I mean, just a trolling motor alone, if you were to go to a basic trolling motor and a basic battery, you'd still be less than that Pelican Catch skiff that came out at like $12.99. So there's a lot to be said for this new little Jonny boat. But a lot of you guys wanted to know a couple things. How stable is it? Which we'll find out when I get back to the dock. But how's it paddle? So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna kick up the outboard and paddle this thing back to the shore and give you guys my honest thoughts about how does it work as a kayak. All right, so I'm out here and I'm actually, it's kind of good. I'm in a headwind and I'm paddling this thing back to the dock. And there's been a lot of debate, not a lot, there's been some debate. People are saying like, oh, the Jonny paddle's just fine. It's, you know, it's just like a kayak, this and that. And I mean, I guess kayaks have, you know, gotten so slow over the years, and maybe it does paddle like some of the newer kayaks, but it's pretty hard to paddle. Like if you had to paddle this thing home, you'd be hating life. Now, if you were just on a pond, if you were on a little lake like Lodi Lake, man, it would be totally fine. But just know this thing is slow to paddle. 36 inches wide, 10 foot long, and basically a square, you guys. So it's pushing a ton of water to get going. But I mean, maybe it's a little better than I thought. It tracked a little better than I thought. I thought it was going to get really blown around. It's okay. If paddling's definitely a factor in what you're buying this for, I would look elsewhere. I would look at a, you know, a big fish 120 or something like that has a little bit more glide. But it's workable. And definitely, if you're going to be motorizing it, maybe just paddling on occasion, you know, I'd probably be fine. But if I was to like want to go across this lake or to go hit another cove, there's no way I would do it in this boat without a motor. I would be paddling it close to shore. Now maybe motor to my spot, maybe motor across the lake and then paddle a little shoreline. That would work out. But I don't know, man. This is not the jam. Tilt it up, click the thing, and drop it down. All right, we're back in business. This thing, man, this little 1003 is so torquey. All right, I've got it going into a little bit bad thing. I don't have any water coming in the cockpit. The trim still looks really good, even with the motor on the back on full tilt. I feel like they really did a good job with the buoyancy of this boat. Make it so it doesn't squat too much in the stern. And you can see the front is, you know, it's out of the water, but it's not, you know, it's not plowing water. I'm gonna scoop it back into home here. I can't imagine how this thing would feel with like a 6 horsepower motor. I know guys have done it. And they say they can go up to like 17 miles an hour. That would be terrifying. I'm probably cruising right now, you know, I have this thing full speed. I'm probably cruising this thing at maybe 6-7 miles an hour. And it feels really fast in this little boat. I can't imagine doubling that. All right, pulling into our parking spot here. Man, the control that you have with this little boat and this motor, it's just, you just go wherever you want. So fun. I can't even believe that, you know, it's that fun without hand controls. Once you get the hand controls so you can really be focused on what's going on in front of you, set your motor speed and just steer, this thing's gonna be unstoppable. I got the motor off now. I got everything out of my pockets. I'm gonna attempt a stability check. I don't care if I fall in. I wanna kind of see how stable it is, because that's a lot of people are wondering that. How stable is it? Is it as stable as a Titan? Is it as stable as a Pro Angler? I mean, I would say no, not as stable as a Pro Angler, but for a 10-foot boat, it's really, really stable. I tell you what, it's got like oil on it though, because it's a new boat, so my feet feel really slippery. There you go. This will also tell us how it drains. One thing we noticed when we got in is if you jump up and down, you get a little bit of water in it. But when I was motoring around, there was no water in it. Any water that got in, it just drained right out through the scupper and through the venturi. The venturi's kind of behind the seat, and as you're motoring, it just sucks the water right out. It's so slippery. The build quality feels really good. I don't notice a ton of flex at all on the deck. Again, I'm doing all this in the high seat, you guys. There you go. It is honestly so nice here right now. All right, so if I'm gonna flip this thing over, first thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna try to flip it from that side. A lot of people make that mistake of trying to flip the kayak over this way. Really hard. Check this out. Flip from the other side, use your body weight. Way easier. And then now if I want to get back on, I've got a couple options. I can either swim up from the front, but what I'm going to do is use that side handle, kick my feet to the surface, and think about swimming my chest up on the boat. Pretty easy, actually. Way easier than it was in like the Dorado or the Titan to self-rescue. There we go. And I'm back to paddling. I think if you flip this thing over with a motor, it might be a different story, but honestly, it's just really like any other fishing kayak. The only difference is it has taller sides, which means it's a little bit harder to get up and over the top or to swim up onto the boat.
And two, there's not much water on the deck of that boat now that he's flipped it and turned it back over.
All right, Matt. Let's see how she goes. There you go. That was a little sketchy.
It's all right, it was done.
All right, let me try it one more time. There we go. All right, you guys, that's my initial thoughts on the Jonny. How would I rate it? I would rate it super fun. I had a blast in this thing today. Again, it's not a paddlecraft. If you're looking at this, think about it as like a motorized personal watercraft or a motorized kayak. You get the portability, you know, the ease of rigging, the durability of a polyethylene boat, 77 pounds. So a lot of the benefits that you get from a kayak, but in a boat that'll take a 2.5 horsepower, or like I have with the Torqeedo 1003, you know, take a nice electric motor and cover water. That was the most fun I've had on the water in a while doing a review. That was a super fun little boat. I gotta say, I had a blast in it. It's not a kayak, and I'm not gonna even pretend that it is a kayak. And if you're interested in the sport of kayaking, definitely don't get that. Get something that you can paddle. But if you like that idea of one man, you know, motor powered craft, I think it's a ton of fun. We're gonna keep that in the demo fleet. I'll have the Torqeedo 1003. If you guys wanna come try it out with the motor, I'll get the tiller extension. I'll get that thing all set up so you guys can come out and play with it. And as always, I appreciate you guys so much for watching, subscribing, following along. Until next time, this is Dan wishing you happy paddling. We'll see you on the next one.